2, 1.
I think, therefore I sink. It's Tales from the Bottom of the Ocean. Mike, how you doing?
Didn't you say that one already?
Yeah. Well, and they're not always supposed to be new.
You're a hack.
Jesus.
Already. Only 15 episodes in.
Jesus.
I guess I'm a hack too. I don't even know.
My name has been besmirched, ladies and gentlemen.
What is your name, by the way?
Oh yeah, my name's Austin Andrews.
I'm Mike Kemp.
Yeah, we're your this is your favorite philosophy podcast on Twitch, YouTubes, the Facebooks, all the above.
I think they know that because they're watching it.
But do they know it's on YouTube?
Moving on.
Or Twitch. All right. So today is a new feature, a brand new segment called The Horn, where we consult our audience, our legendary audience in all their infinite wisdom, to help us answer these burning ontological questions we got about God and existence and why he may matter or why he might not matter, Mike. So yeah, we're gonna definitely submit some questions if anybody's watching.
Well, I do have the one question if you want to answer that one.
Well, I do really want to hear your question, but first we have to tell you guys about the Patreon, Area 22 Patreon. Well, it's patreon.com/area22. Check it out. Definitely consider helping out the show, helping out the production company who graciously lets us air this on their platform. We'd be eternally grateful. Thank you so much. We hope that you definitely consider it.
All right, so what's the topic?
I'll tell you the topic right now, Mike. It's the role of God and why he exists, quote unquote.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want me to do a little question now? Because we got one.
Yeah. We actually got some questions before you guys even send them in. I mean, I'm not getting any.
This one's by Christopher Caceres. He says, should I commit suicide, yes or no? And see, it does relate to God because according to some people, they think that God would be upset with it. Some people think otherwise. I mean, you shouldn't kill yourself. That's like the bottom line.
He'll just be mildly ticked off, but
no, he'll be pissed.
Like,
I don't know.
Well, so one of the deadly sins is not to kill, and that's like the justification that they use for not killing yourself because
The 10 Commandments, you mean?
Oh, whoops, yeah.
One of the commandments is thou shalt not kill. So if you do kill yourself, yeah, you technically killed somebody.
Oh no, but one of the deadly sins is violence. So and suicide is considered violence against yourself.
Yeah,
because you are one of God's creations.
So objectively, by that logic, then no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't do it at all anyway.
If we were,
I feel like we said this 3 times, and I feel like we almost said it to the same person.
Oh, dude, suicide is one of the great philosophical conundrums, though, because it's just like, I mean, you're created. What is literally stopping you from ending yourself? Like of your own free will. Like, let's say you have free will. What's stopping you?
What, do we have free will?
Well, that's another question that we're going to have to tackle. But, I mean, a lot of people would like to argue that we do.
No, we don't.
One thing I actually want to address is that at some point, I think it was 2 episodes ago, I had made the argument that there is no such thing as human rights. And I kind of wanted to extrapolate on that because I didn't really get my point across that well. I guess it definitely, I feel as it still does relate to the idea of God because it is this idea of, like, an inalienable set of traits that every human has. But the point that I want to make is, or the point that I was trying to make is, it's not a case that humans have rights, therefore we must be good. It's that we must be good so humans can have rights. Like, that's the big thing. You can't just have the very top without having the foundations, which I feel as if a lot of people sort of believe. Like
there has to be people doing the grunt work.
No, what I'm saying is that, like, there has to be a largely moral society in order for humans to be to be protected under this idea of human rights,
Yeah, but then we also, like, we just said, like, morally you shouldn't kill yourself, but then, I don't know, society kind of makes a lot of people want to do it anyway.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, I feel as if it's prevalent nowadays because our society, at least in my opinion, isn't.
Which is weird because a lot of people who, like, do feel the need to, like, do that, they don't often romanticize death as, like, a place to go. It's more like just a place to not be.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, you just don't want to cease to exist. Like, I think if, like, there was an option where, like, you could just cease to exist, they would just take that instead. It's like, oh, just press this button to no longer exist.
Yeah, because that's not the same as like committing suicide. It's like basically having your entire imprint on the world being erased all at once.
That's nutty. Too bad you can't do that though.
How many people do you think would just take that option?
I don't know. Well, let's say a viewer chimes in and says, me! For like, I don't know, 10, 20, none, a million.
Imagine, like, it would be cool if, like, in a room of 100 people, like, for, like, say, like, they want to, like, just propose a number, like, I don't know, like, 30 of these would, like, cease to exist if they had the chance.
It's kind of depressing the minute we start with this. It's about suicide.
I mean, that was the question you brought up, so.
Yep.
All right, so, any more questions we got from the audience?
I don't know.
Fair enough. All right, so, Mike, why does humankind form structures of belief? And what about its psychology makes this necessary? I feel as if I asked this question before, we're going to ask it again.
Yeah. You better say it again, too.
Why does humankind, form architectures of belief? What psychological reason? Like, what psychological impetus do we have?
It's like advanced, I'm not going to say advanced storytelling, but I feel like it, like, people did it in order to give their morals examples.
What do you mean by that?
Like, alright, thou shalt not kill, so they made a story, or they base a story off of something on an examples why you shouldn't do that. I mean, the whole Bible is essentially, a lot of its history, and a lot of it is like morality, ideals of their morality into a story.
It sounds like you're kind of saying that, like, God is just like a meme.
No, he's not. I'm just saying that, like, you imagine, like, the fact that you're even, like, able to have morals would make you kind of feel like there's a reason for it and you don't know why. So I'd figured people back then would rationalize it as something gave us these morals and then let us run off with it. Because, like, nothing else really not many creatures have morals like we do.
Yeah.
I mean, like, an orca will friggin' spare a seal because they feel like it sometimes, but, like, nothing could really feel morality like we do.
Don't orcas also kill for sport?
Yeah, they're cool. They're a wild animal. Well, every animal's wild. Well, not every animal. Anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's, it's kind of like you said, like, it's sort of wrestling with this idea. What?
Just laughing.
I'm
just smiling, dude.
Sort of wrestling.
Right.
Sort of wrestling with this idea that out of nothing something existed. You know, like, I mean, how can you contend with that without, like, going towards some sort of idea of there being some kind of largely intelligent and all-encompassing being, you know?
Yeah, I feel like maybe they innately thought they were doing it for something or somebody.
Wait, I think we had a question.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Who is this by?
Unnamed.
Oh, okay.
A mystery commenter.
Ooh, it's a mystery question. A question. Okay. If a hypothetical button exists and you press it, the result would be that one person you have no connection would die, but you would obtain wealth. However, if someone else presses the button, one of you could die. Should that button exist, and would you risk pressing it? Oh, wait, hold on.
It's a classic question, dude. If you press the button, someone you are unrelated with dies and you get money.
Oh.
But also someone else could press that button and it could be one of us who dies and they get the money.
Oh.
Is that button morally correct?
I think this was explored in The Dark Knight, right? One of the Batman movies, like one of the new ones with Heath Ledger. Like with like, hold on, it was a boat full. What was the boat?
What is your definition of new? Because Heath Ledger's been dead for like 5 years.
Okay, so the one with the prisoners on the boat and the civilians on the boat. And the civilians were given a key to turn that would blow up the prisoner boat, and the prisoners were given a key to turn that would blow up the civilian boat.
That's not really the same, though, because there's so many different people in the world. What are the odds it's going to be you?
Oh.
Like, would you press it because the odds are so great that it would not impact your life and you get all that money? Personally, I think I probably... It hurts, dude. What if I end up killing, like, an evil person, though? That's the thing. I could end up doing good. It's like, it's such a random thing. It really depends on when you ask me. Since it's after Christmas, I just blew all my money and I have to live in my car. Yeah, I press it. If you ask me on payday, I might say no.
Really?
Yeah. Because you're still killing. What if it was you I killed? Oh, wait, no, you said someone unrelated to me?
Yeah, it'll be unrelated. I think. Let me
So
see.
then what the hell do I care? Well, no, you should care because it's another person. That is another human being.
Yeah, well,
But also the struggle is sometimes incredibly tangible.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Why don't you answer his question, dude? What would you do?
Oh,
His or her question.
I wouldn't press it.
Why?
Because, I mean, it's just like a weight on my psyche that I don't want.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I'd feel really bad about it. Like, what if I killed like a baby or something?
Yeah.
Would I kill a baby for how much money was it?
It was just says obtain wealth.
I need I need like numbers.
Hypothetically, those billions.
Billions. What are you even going to do with billions? Like, what are you even going to do with billions?
Well, hold up. Couldn't you take the DNA of the baby and clone the baby or whoever it was you killed so that way they come back? I guess you couldn't.
They come back. They just come back.
No, that's not how it works.
It's not going to work. They just die, Mike. They just die. Just don't press it. Why even bother yourself?
But there's so much money.
We're
Does it exist?
We're gonna just move on. Mike.
Should it exist? Yes, for someone else to make that an option, but I wouldn't press it.
Oh, like it can be a test for like particularly like you know.
I'd press it.
Huh?
Let's move on. It's like the trolley problem, but not really.
All right. Oh, I guess we didn't answer the second part of the first question. Like, what about the mankind psychology makes this like the creating a structure of belief necessary?
Excuse me. Well,
What
wait.
about-
Why is it necessary?
Like, what about our psychology makes it necessary?
Because then I feel as if most people would take like the fact that they're moral and become gigantic like jerks about it and be like, yeah, so I didn't press a button that kills a random person, so I guess I should just get the money anyway. Shit like that. It would make it so that people are moral just to make themselves look good.
Hold on. Merciless Ralph 23 says that he'd press the button.
Oh, good for him. I mean, I don't blame him. It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Some people need some serious dough.
it's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a doggy dog. Like, a person's gonna die anyway.
Some people would argue that the reason why people wouldn't need to feel people wouldn't need to feel the need to press the button if we didn't have capitalism, like if we just had like a socialist or a communistic sort of way of living. Yeah, they say that that's the strongest case for communism because
Against this particular against just this button question?
because money makes us inhumane, I guess. They're saying that money is the root of sort of evils and whatnot.
I mean, I guess that's true, but just because you get a set income doesn't mean someone still can't fuck with that too.
But I mean, like you can literally just reverse it by saying, okay, it's not money, it's like food, or
I get to take your food.
yeah.
Like, what's gonna stop me?
Oh well,
Jail?
Well, no,
Murder?
just like the effort of having to do it, and you can literally just push this button and have all the food that you ever need.
But if the government is going to hand me food anyway, why would I press the button?
Because I don't know, maybe in your particular. No, you know what I mean. It doesn't have. I'm saying like it doesn't have to be food. I mean, or it doesn't have to be money. You know, it could just be a valuable or something that is necessary for you to have.
No, because I feel like that's different. If it's something you need, money isn't really. All right, look, money is technically something we need, but it is an essential part we don't. Cavemen didn't need friggin' green dollar bills. All they needed was berry and meat.
Oh my god!
Like, that is a valuable.
More picking
that you need.
berry.
So you don't really need paper money. Theoretically, you could just steal everything. I mean, you could just take the money and take the button and smash it against the wall. I don't know.
Would you?
The world is your oyster. People don't realize that.
What if you could initially just break the button, like destroy it?
Why did you inadvertently press it, though? And then if you broke it not soon enough for you to not kill the person, but just late enough where you don't get the money. Just press this button to kill somebody.
Push it, disappear. The
No,
money just like
bottom line, don't press the button.
Yeah, don't press it.
Unless if you really need the money.
So press the whatever.
Give it a half press.
All right. What is a case in favor of intelligent design?
Not this show. Not this show. Intelligent design. Oh, you mean like how how we are and how like. Can you stop losing it? So like, all right, you know how we're made in God's image, right? And people think like, if we're made in God's image, why are we so different and all that? There has to be some kind of complex design for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very hard question when you get down to it.
I'm of the mind that like, and if there was like another Earth-like
planet,
yeah, then it would just create humans. Like they'd be slightly different, but it would just create humans.
I feel that way too, kind of. Unless there had to be a drastic, like if let's say if the sun was only shining for like half, like I don't even know, maybe like once every 20 years, like whatever lives there would look a lot different. Like they probably like burrow underground or like have no eyes or something.
They would have to like not have a need for UV light, like what it provides.
Yeah, but if
like
the sun did come up, would they like flip out? You're like, what the hell is that?
Like once every 20 years.
It's like our eclipse, like. What the
don't look straight at it, dude.
Well, yeah, you don't look straight at it, but like imagine all the people back in the caveman time saw an eclipse or like
it would probably kill them.
Like can you imagine? Like imagine something so astronomically different than you're used to.
Yeah. Oh.
Any other questions in the little group chat there before we answer one of your own constructed questions?
No. So far it's just it's pretty quiet.
Pretty quiet?
Yeah. It's not gonna be quiet until when we get to Mike's Mysteries. That's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be thunderous applause.
Because a very one thing that this show is about is entertaining, and I feel like people like making fun of how like dumb I am, and so I plan Mike Mysteries out like very very soon to the podcast as
to play off of that.
Yeah. I appease to the people by just losing intelligence as I go.
Jesus Christ.
What about him? Since this is a topic about Jesus and God.
Well, no, we're gonna do Jesus at a different time. Don't worry about that. But like, I mean, intelligent design. People are very, very convinced that we couldn't have been. We can't exist without the role of some extremely intelligent creator. You know. Like we were designed, we are
very intricate, and like it's weird because when we make like robots and things, it's almost as if we're copying ourselves, kind of. Which is that's also a thing that like you know how when you make there's like an innate human fear of things that look human but aren't.
Yeah,
that's why people are afraid of like dolls and things. But we're inadvertently doing that with the robots anyway.
Well, I mean, I'd like to think that most people wouldn't want to like create an android. Like I feel as if like if so let's say everybody had the ability to just like basically create like an artificial life, most people wouldn't do it.
Well, we do, but not artificial, biological. We can make children.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh,
well, no, that's not what I meant. But I'm saying like we technically do have the ability to make something like us, but why is it that when we only do it the biological way is it okay, but when we make it with like robots, it's like, oh, what is that?
Because you're cheating God.
So,
well then it's
that is.
That means just so much more than just like committing blasphemy, though. You know?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to think that that's bad. I guess
like it's like this is actually a very really important. Okay, so Fallout 4, not affiliated at all, but you know Fallout 4, that game. No, it was actually in my opinion like a lot better than people could make it off to be.
Whatever.
Okay, so there was this part in it where you go in one of the factions' homes, and their whole idea is that science can't ever go too far. And there's literally like an assembly line of people, like 4 people. Like you see them being made from like the base atom, and they just roll off of an assembly line and just keep going.
This also reminds me of the android they made. I forgot her name. It's a female android technically.
Ghost in the Shell?
It's in real life this time. Please. Oh. I think it's in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure, but it actually has like more rights than like half the like the women there. It's able to like own a house, and it wants to have like it's an android, and like it wants to have children. It wants to do all this stuff, and it has legal rights.
I remember one time it said that it
wants to kill people.
Yeah, no, it said that it wants to put people in a people. No, that wasn't it.
No, it said it wanted to like harm people, but she said it was a joke. You can't really say that when you're an android and
too aware.
Like
it knew that would be funny. That's crazy.
Robots are becoming self-aware.
There was this one robot that like they let it browse Reddit for like an hour and became psychotic.
That reminds me. I think I'm not sure if this is true, but the very first instance of a self-aware robot was there's 3 robots. One of them was programmed to make a sound, And so it made this sound, and the scientists asked them, which of you made that sound? And like the one who did it was like, oh, it was me. And the other two stayed quiet because they know they didn't make the sound.
They were made. Was there any difference between them at all?
No, they're the same robot basically.
That's crazy. Intelligent design, dude. That is intelligent design.
Yeah, but yes, that is. So it's weird. Like, why?
Wait, so
and also, wouldn't you argue if we were made in God's image, why we wouldn't be able to do stuff like that without breaking like any morality rules or something?
Well, the reason why those rules kind of exist is so we don't. Okay, so that actually is kind of like what the story about the Tower of Babel was about. Like, the Tower of Babel was struck down by God because you were never supposed to like reach God up to his level. Basically.
And then we went into space.
Yeah.
Which somebody commented actually when we made that point that people like his like grandparents, I think it was around his time, they really did believe that we were playing God by going to the moon and breaking past the sky and all that.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty nuts.
I know, dude.
I mean, dude, like we're basically like designing intelligently. That's pretty crazy.
And it's why people
like, oh, it was me. Like, it's crazy.
Some people think that like we are like the home runners from Halo. I think they're
Forerunners. The Homestar Runners, dude.
The Forerunners from Halo, basically.
Yeah.
Like, and all that stuff. I feel like that's really pompous to believe that, but I could be. Who knows?
A question from the audience. Hold on, it's just coming in through the horn. I was about to say, I thought this is something else. Could God create a rock so heavy that he cannot lift it? That's one of those ontological questions from, I think, he was like a Cuban fellow or something like that. I can't remember him. But
didn't you talk about this on the show?
No.
He didn't. No, right. I guess theoretically, it questions it because, like, can the God make something beyond his power? Essentially.
Well, hold on. Let's say, can we create something that we can't lift?
Yes. Yeah, technically.
But I'm saying, like, by yourself, could you make something that you can't lift? Like, yes. You can like carve a statue out of stone.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I was trying to be abstract. Like maybe if I make some carbon dioxide and I can't it goes away.
No, you can make a statue out of like say like pure stone.
I know.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like so, I honestly think the answer is yes. I think God.
But he's God. He's not a human. He could do more.
I don't know, but like I don't know. Like I think the God can do that, but he just like chooses not to. Like I think he's so aware that he knows not to do it.
What? Maybe.
Well, hold on. The question is that if he could, so yeah, I guess he could. I think so.
Why?
Why do I think that?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we can create things that we can't lift by ourselves. Dude,
I'm having some deja vu. I feel like I've done this before.
Dude, one man can build a house by himself and he can't lift it.
We've gone through this twice before.
Mike, it's okay. I'm just gonna give you a little shot of this. And
you made that exact joke.
No, I didn't. Well, what are you talking about? Mike, what are you on? What are you talking about?
If someone's been watching religiously for the past, we started in August or September.
Whatever. All this from one question. Who wrote that?
Dude, But yes, I guess he could, and I would think that if he did, it would be one of his biggest follies, I'd suppose.
Yeah.
But as long as the rock's not hurting anybody.
I mean, like in the story,
I was going to go off on was like, you know how Satan is like a thing, how maybe theoretically like that's the rock God made and that's something he can't pick back up. Maybe the rock would just fall down into hell where it's out of his domain. Because you don't hear about God just like, if God was all powerful, he would have wiped away Satan like that.
Yeah, but no, he exists. And like he also
choose that though?
No, but he also would have made Adam and Eve to be basically infallible. But here they did eating apples and whatnot.
So then maybe God thought that like things had to be balanced. So he doesn't get rid of Satan, he doesn't get rid of sin, and so if he makes the rock, he wouldn't make the rock because it'd be unbalanced.
But the thing is that he's made rocks before. Like he's made like things that have like gone awry before. Like, I mean,
For balance, though, usually somebody learns something from it.
well, yeah, but like the end result usually is something that doesn't go in his favor, though. I mean, you can make the argument that it was all a part of his plan, like God's plan. That's sort of like a thing. But like, I mean, why even have a plan? Like, why make something that's like so that can defy you at that point? You know?
For fun? You can probably get bored.
Yeah.
So maybe when the day God gets bored of everything, he makes a rock that he just tries to pick up a can, starts lifting to get those gains.
Fucking.
I hope we answer your questions in at least a semi-satisfactory way.
I mean, I said yes. So yeah, there you go. So, why is God always depicted as male?
He isn't.
Well, because, back then, people thought mostly men would be the wise people, and if God is the creator, he'd be the all-wise one, so yeah, he'd look like a guy.
Maybe. I think
We've had this conversation before, I swear.
no, we've had this one before, but the one previous we didn't have.
Whatever you say, you're an absolute liar.
But I think it's because I think it's honestly because like there is a well, because God is sort of representatory of order in the universe, and I think that's meant to be like a sort of divine, sort of masculine trait, like the idea of order in the universe. Not to say that, well, because like the
Dominance is like the masculine.
Yeah, because like order does require like a sort of top-down-esque dominance, like domination of like the way that things are supposed to be.
Do you think if women were in charge back then, God would be depicted as female?
Maybe.
I think so. I think it's mostly because males dominated around that time.
I don't think that was like by accident though.
What? That males dominated?
Yeah.
Well, obviously it probably wasn't.
I think I think there's a strong. Hold on. So this is a question by someone named Undon Regiment. Whatever. You know what your name is. God was conceptualized in a time when males were considered superior to females, so making a god a female would be an insult.
Yes, it would. In that case, yes. But if females were the dominant, not species, but like gender at that time, do you think God would be depicted as goddess?
But the thing is, like, the problem I have with this question is that it's going a little bit too close to like sort of conceptualized reasons, and I'm not necessarily looking for conceptualizations. I'm looking for the deepest underlying facets of psychology.
Well, it's about them, not you, unfortunately. So answer his question.
Well, I mean, that's not even a question, though. It's just a statement.
Good. You should be making statements, too. Any input is welcome.
No, I'm not saying it's not welcome. I'm just saying, like, I'm kind of looking for, like, what is the core, like, fundamental, baseline, psychological, like, predication for the reason why God is masculine. Like, I really don't think.
I don't think you could go beyond conceptual reasons, to be honest with you. It's like a simple fact. The men were dominant, so God was depicted as male.
I don't know, because like there's things that we have in common with like other creatures that have existed here for like millions and millions and millions of years, way before we even like could stand.
Like what?
Like creatures in the ocean that still have like the same, like they still have some creatures.
We're creatures in the ocean. Remember that.
Oh yeah. But there are some creatures in the ocean that do share like this idea of dominance. And, this idea of, like, hierarchies of sort of, like, domination.
What the hell are you talking about? They're all fish.
No, but, like, okay, so... There's a man named Jordan Peterson who I literally reference on the show, like, freaking 9 times in every episode, at least. But he sort of looks into it using, like, using some studies that he sort of, like, I guess dredged up from whoever did them, and he was essentially like arguing that these ideas of like hierarchies being predicated on dominance are millions upon millions of years old, and like they're older than we can they're older than we can even conceptualize, basically. And like the thing is that like it's not a case where when mankind was just came to be, like men were just like, yeah, we're better. Like it's not that simple. He was basically arguing that it's never been that simple.
Well, I feel like in a biological sense, how do you say this without getting really gross and talking about animal like sex? It's gross. Take it like, what about hyenas, for example? Females are the dominant species, are the dominant gender, sex rather, in hyenas. You know.
Well, what traits do the female hyenas exhibit?
Well, their vaginas are cylinders, and they're bigger than the male's penises.
What are you talking about?
Look it up. It's completely true.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What's that super behaviors?
Oh, you know, the females basically act like guys, essentially, and they browbeat the friggin' males. They just are dominant. They're bigger. Like, basically, if you're bigger you're angrier. Stronger.
They're bigger, stronger, and angrier?
Yeah, that might have been the thing, too. Like, back then, and still technically today, men are generally bigger and angrier. So that would lead to dominance.
Yeah.
See, even if when you get into like a philosophical thing, when you get into a concept like that, it becomes, you know, more tangible.
All right, so we got another question. Well, it's not even a question. It's probably another statement.
Why don't you read?
I'm reading. Artists have depicted God as female, but he is considered neither. Biblical sources cite God as a mass of everything ever created and void of gender.
That is also true. Like,
yeah.
But whenever someone draws him, it's still friggin'
like the epic sort of painting on the top of the Sistine Chapel.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just depicting God, you know, doing this to David or whatever, touching him.
That's the thing. Like, all right.
And he's like this massive male figure in the sky.
A lot of art that we have of God and Jesus were made after the Bible. So, like, you know, Jesus tends to look like a white dude, and people complain about it. And God, presumably, pictures of God were made around the same time, and they looked like an old white guy. Yeah. Even though Jesus probably wasn't white, and God shouldn't be anything. So it's really just I
think that's
humanity's depictions.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think that there is. I sort of believe that there is like a reason outside of that besides just like the point I'm trying to make is that like a lot of people like to simplify it as men just thought they were better than women, and so therefore men depicted everything as being male. Everything that was good as being male.
Yeah, like in reality, God, if he's real, probably is like something kind of like the Tao, where he's like a feeling, like he's like everything.
Yeah.
You couldn't really conceptualize it.
Conceptualize it.
Is that not the right word?
Conceptualize.
Okay, conceptualize. Isn't conceptionize when like you get like a little baby in you?
To conceive someone.
Conception, whatever, Mike, whatever.
Dude, you have to remember, I graduated 4th grade in 2014.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Jesus can't save us now.
Nope.
All right. Studies show that generally people in both America and overseas have found that people of a faith have higher levels of life satisfaction than those without. And that's all I wrote, but it actually like continues on to say like they have better sex, they have better. They have like their lives are usually all around more. They're better for them.
It's because it gives you something to live for if you don't have it already.
Yeah.
And it's something that will never go away. Like, as long as someone doesn't like manage to torture you enough to take it away from you, you could believe in something and no one could ever take it away.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Being surrounded by friends and a congregation who share common beliefs and motivations is reportedly a key way in which faith and happiness connect. Though many other factors play a role, the study found that the sense of community among those who attend and engage in religious services is the most plausible theory to explain this connection.
Yeah, makes sense, dude.
So the question is, what is the relationship between God, community, and the happiness of the individual? So let's start with God. I mean, God is obvious. Like you said, obviously, he provides some sort of conceptual grounding for ideas.
I guess when it comes to community and everybody believes mostly the same thing you do, it's all about like acceptance. You feel accepted. You feel like you belong somewhere.
A lot of people like can sort of. Hold on. Okay, so this is actually a good question because I actually have an idea of it, but I kind of want to just like finish this real quick. But I mean, community. A lot of people say that since communities like might largely believe the same thing, might largely be whatever, that like automatically makes them like sort of hateful and sort of bigoted, I guess, and sort of exclusionary. But I mean, that's just not. I don't really find that to be like an automatically true statement. I mean, there's going to be an aversion to difference, but I actually don't really feel as if like largely homogeneous societies are just by proxy just worse off for being so, you know? Like, I feel as if there's going to be standards, and people are largely going to be in tune with those standards. And that's another thing, like, listen, the thing about standards, right? I can understand why people might have an extreme aversion to, like, standards, especially, like, standards for beauty, for behavior in terms of, like, masculinity or femininity. But the thing is that there's nothing actually, like, I don't feel as if there's something inherently wrong with standards. You know what I'm saying?
I don't either. I feel like it's just something. It's like a tool.
Yeah.
To gauge things. It's up to you to give them meaning.
Exactly. Like, you know, your life. Like, the thing is, like, you can't create your own values. Like, or if you can, it's next to impossible. Like, Nietzsche, I think, figured that out. Like, you actually can't, or, I don't know, like some psychoanalyst, he figured out that you actually can't make your own values. And a lot of people argue that you can. And I was actually at a party yesterday where I was talking to a fellow. He was explaining how the reason why, like, light also behaves in a particle and a wave. And he basically and I asked him, like, okay, why is everything sort of waves? And he basically said that everything's waves because everything's just predicated on waves. Like, everything is waves literally just because their foundations are based around waves. So he was basically explaining how no, I was basically saying how, like, that's a really good case to make against, like, this whole social constructionist idea. It's like, I mean, you can't just throw out everything before because you're made of that before.
Yeah. You'll never be, like, truly original. You can't invent a new color.
Yeah, we'll never be truly original. There's not an original thing we'll probably ever do on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we did start off by calling each other hacks.
There's probably something that you're looking at right now that, you know, you've probably seen before. I mean, I've worn this shirt before.
This is a brand new outfit, but you've seen people wear it.
Yeah.
If you know. Yeah, I have a question.
Excuse me. Would a god let Pepe exist? Hold on.
I don't know who Pepe is.
Hold on. Okay, so Pepe is actually based on a chaos god from, I think, ancient Mesopotamia.
Heck is. I don't want to talk about this.
Why?
I'm trying so hard for this to be a serious podcast.
Okay, no, but Kek is serious because, like, hold on. Let me explain. Because there is a frog that
I know.
I think it's like in the Native Americans.
I know.
I know you know, but we're on a show, Mike. This is live. There's people watching.
And everyone who's watched here has been on the internet in 2016.
Oh my god. Hold on. Let me just explain it. Come on.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping.
Okay, so there's a frog, like a red-lipped frog. It's Kek. There's a red-lipped frog that basically it is the harbinger of doom, basically. Like, whenever there's like
I thought it was chaos.
Oh, a harbinger of chaos, harbinger of doom. Basically like a harbinger of great change. And so whenever like there's like an ecological sort of disaster about to happen, all the frogs like migrate out of like wherever it's gonna happen. And they use that frog with like a red lips to sort of signify as like a bringer of great change or like a bringer of chaos.
And then somebody made a cartoon one day and they took it. It's like, wow, this is a lot like this. Let's literally worship it. And then take the Nazi flag and recolor it. Like, it's kind of stupid.
Well, hold on. It wasn't...
And if frogs exist, then technically, yes. I guess that answers his question.
Yeah, because Kek made the frogs in his image. So, yeah, there you go.
Can you cancel our show, please? I'm kidding. But yeah,
oh my question. God.
A good question?
No.
Answer.
I think we've been taken over, unfortunately.
Let me look.
Hold on, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We've been cast down by the gods, Mike.
Can you please let me look?
No, don't worry about it.
I don't know nothing.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to.
All right, so I'll get on my phone.
We've been cast down by the gods of memes.
Sorry, we're unable to connect to the chat.
What?
I lose.
All right, don't worry about it, Mike. All right. Does not believing in God automatically make you smarter, and if not, why?
No, it doesn't make you smarter at all.
Why not? I mean, if you don't believe in the sky man with a beard.
Well, first of all, half the people really do it to be contrarian because their parents were like, "Oh, but God is good. You're gonna go to church," and they're like, "I hate you." And that's it. But no, it doesn't. Anybody could be smart regardless of their beliefs, unless if you believe in Keck, in which case, no.
Then you are stupid.
Yes.
But Keck actually existed, like as a god that people worshipped.
Sure. I mean, I will admit that like things have been feeling extremely chaotic lately.
Well, hold on. This is actually what I mean. Like, I think that God is just a meme. Like, but hold on. In the actual psychoanalytical sense, like, no, hold on. Memes, like the idea of memes, is an actual psychoanalytical term. Or I'm using the word wrong, but it's actually no. Hold on. The word itself was coined by a psychologist.
I know, like the term mimetic was or something.
No, but the term meme is like in like psychological textbooks. Like it actually means something.
This is why I don't tell my parents where I go. No, but no, I know what you mean. Like I know what you mean. Like it is like a way for. It's like a way for all of humanity to like point and laugh at something that's hopefully not at someone else's expense.
But the thing is like that assumes that memes are only there for like laughter. Memes aren't just there for laughter. Like hold on. Let me say something. Like so let's say you're in the army and you're marching and your sergeant just basically just like says to
no man or some shit.
No, he says to halt and everybody stops. Does that make the term halt a meme?
If you want it to be, now it is.
Because everybody's following it. Everybody gets it. Everybody knows how to react. So.
Yeah, but not everyone knows how to react to some meme. Like, if I see a cat friggin' playing the keyboard, I feel like two different people could see that in a different way.
Well, I mean, but everybody kind of largely knows what it's.
R.I.P. By the way, that cat died.
Yeah, so it's very sad.
Can you please give me some context on what's happening?
Don't worry.
Okay.
They got some statements. What if you're Actually, that's a question. What if you're a Scientologist? Then the guy who's been asking questions for the past like a couple of minutes says the Scientology doesn't exist.
To spare us from the wrath of Tom Cruise, we're not going to comment.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was off.
Oh, whoops.
I'll just turn off the whole phone.
Do 30-year-old boomers exist?
Yes. Yes, and I cannot wait for the day that I reach such a point. Because think about it, like, it's...
Hold on, the show's not about that.
Well, it's still a question regarding philosophy.
Okay, go on.
Because why do you think that somebody who has it all figured out, as that depicts, is so happy? Do you think they actually have it all figured out? Or did they finally become content with what life gives them? Like, it's the little things in life that I think that's trying to capture. Like, you get up at 6 o'clock, you get your favorite beverage, you hop on your lawnmower, you do work, but you enjoy the work you're doing. I think that's what that symbolizes. I feel like people who are younger, like us, but not us specifically, I feel like we avoid work because we think work is bad. But work can be fun if you make it fun. Like, this podcast is work, and I don't make it fun, but it's still funny. I think I just make it worse on Austin.
That's the Dow, dude. That's the Dow at its finest.
Yeah. I gotta turn my phone back on, actually. I never turned it off.
We never actually really explained that was the relationship between God, community, and happiness in the individual. Actually, no. I think you kind of did, honestly. I think you kind of did.
See, isn't that beautiful? Any other comments relating to anything?
Well, to sort of wrap it up, I think... God is a meme, and everybody knows how to. Yeah, that's what makes him so prevalent in communities. And
does that mean that memes are divine?
Well, I'll tell you what. It might not necessarily make them divine, but hold on. You know how? Okay, so we actually did an episode on the previous episode was about how you can invoke divine like beings, sort of. You can invoke memes to elicit reactions in people, dude.
I'm not proud of myself. No, I am. I'm very proud of myself.
We're unfortunately running out of time, so we have a question here, and then we're gonna do And then I'll ask one of the easier ones, and then we're going to go into Mike's Mysteries, okay? So, why do older generations find themselves superior to younger generations, and why label generations as separate? Could someone with the boomer mentality not be born at the tail end and be classified as Gen X? Okay, that last part is a little complicated for me, so I don't really know what that means.
I feel what he's saying, what he or she are saying, it's definitely a he. But I feel like what they're saying... Like, I'm starting to feel like certain things younger generations do are stupid. Like, that whole TikTok crap, I don't understand it. And because I don't understand it, that makes me not like it. Okay, and I only don't understand it because I'm older. If I was 2 years younger, I would be perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a way for people who are older... Because they're not hip anymore. They're gone. They're not relevant. That stuff's not relevant to them. So they make it. They feel like it's stupid because it's not relevant to them.
Yeah.
Now that that's not relevant to me, I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
And like,
but the thing is, it's not though. Like if you think about it, and well, if you actually take the time to examine it, that's actually really not.
No, I know, but I'm never going to do that.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Like that's how you lose touch. I feel myself losing touch, and I don't think that's necessarily wrong. Because
same thing with like some newer video games, like that.
Yeah, like I haven't played a video game in like 2 years. I'm a real grown up dude now. I'm like 65 years old.
Yeah.
I don't even feel.
So I mean, yeah, it's crazy like how you can lose touch with like sort of the things that I guess if you were just a little younger, you would kind of.
And that's why they feel superior, I guess. They think that what they're doing is stupid and what I did was cool. Which honestly, for a lot of they have a point for most of it. Like, look at music today, or look at how we dress. I don't know.
There's something to be learned from the previous generations. All right, so let me think.
Mike's Mysteries.
This is just a simple yes or no. Is there any such thing as facts, or is everything just belief?
Of course, there's no such thing as facts.
Really?
Yeah, really.
But humans are the only thing that can perceive the universe.
No, animals can do it.
Well, I mean, are animals giving us, creating shows on the internet about philosophy?
Not yet, but give them some time.
Next guest, fucking Coco. Wait, no.
Coco died. Even if we could, she's worth more than either of us.
Literally. All right, okay.
Imagine how many kitties you could buy, considering that's all she did was play with cats and watch friggin' Elliot. Never mind. What the hell is his name? Oh my god, now boomers are gonna make fun of me. Oh my god, Mr. Rogers. I almost said Elliot Rogers. Okay.
Jesus. All right, so Mike's Mysteries, let's go.
All right, so this is a topic that Austin picked for me. And
why'd you have to say that? They watch it because it's you.
All right, well, put it this way. Austin gave me the idea for it, and I said yes, so it's still technically Mike's Mysteries.
Okay, whatever.
Unfortunately, I cannot pronounce a single word in this.
So try your best.
So this is the legend surrounding the Padmanabhasmawe Temple in India. It is a temple in India. With 6 doors.
Hold on, with what?
With 6 doors, okay?
6 doors, all right.
One of them was particularly hard to open, but they opened it. And it was filled with like billions and billions of dollars worth of treasure, right?
Cool.
Crazy stuff.
Cool.
Like 20-carat diamonds and stuff. That's a big diamond. It's like a
what is a carat?
A carrot?
It's a vegetable.
Yeah, a carrot's a vegetable. No, a carrot in a diamond's case, it's like I believe when it's gold, it's the purity of the gold relative to other minerals in it. But when it comes to gems, I think it's the weight. So basically, they're huge. Huge. The biggest diamonds all of all India. Okay. All right. So there's actually a lot of like the Hope Diamond, I believe, came from India. Oh, that would have been a good Mike's Mysteries, because people who touch it, that thing friggin' die.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're doing the Hope Diamond now.
No, Mike.
Nah, we'll do the next thing some other time. That's Austin's Mysteries. Mike's Mysteries is the Hope Diamonds.
Okay, go on.
Because I know more about it.
Okay, go on.
So everybody who's owned and worn the Hope Diamond has died, like, soon after, very mysteriously. In somewhat gruesome ways. And then it's a beautiful diamond.
Where'd the diamond come from?
I believe it was India. What, do you want me to look it up?
Is it a case where like the British Empire came in and took it or something?
I don't believe so. I think it was legitimately passed down to people. Now it's in the Swiss. I think it's in the Smithsonian now, like in a glass case, so nobody could own it or touch it, so they don't die.
So everybody just dies from owning this diamond.
Yeah, it's funny.
What was that guy in the chat who said, "Should I kill myself? Go get the diamond."
That was Chris, and I don't think he's gonna get his hands on that anytime soon.
Hey, maybe we're completely underestimating him.
Well, since this Mike's Mysteries was so short and horrible, you want to take another question, or you want to wrap up?
That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
You could have done. You could have done mine. It was longer.
All right, so then it's Temple.
No. You already did one, so whatever.
All right, you think I'm spoiling them?
You know what? You might as well just do it.
All right, so the sixth door.
Wait, hold on. You only did the first door. What about the other like 5?
They're not important. The sixth door.
Same shit, I guess, was found in the other ones.
Your voice cracked.
Yeah.
The sixth door is the one that people couldn't open. Like, people would try to open it and they would like also die. So basically, never open doors or pick up gems from India, or you'll die.
Don't go to India.
What?
No, you should go to India. It's lovely this time of year, I hear.
Is it? I don't really know what the weather's like in India. I haven't checked.
Every video I've seen of India just shows it as being like this really eerie darkness like surrounding it. So I don't know. So maybe it's nice around there.
Some people think that the door leads to like an ancient god statue. Some people think that it leads to the ocean floor. Like legit, no one can open it, nor do they know what's behind the door.
The ocean floor.
Yeah, like where we are right now. No, but yeah, no one knows. No one knows what's behind the 6th chamber door of the Baba temple. I'll learn how to pronounce it for you later. And nobody knows what's behind it either, and no one could open it, or else you'll like die.
Well, what's stopping them from opening it?
I just told you die.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, like some people fell ill, some people just physically can't move it. It's nuts.
Well, the doors made? They're made of like solid gold, right?
I don't think this one was, but some of them were.
Crazy.
Well, we got 2 minutes, and I'm done.
Okay, so let's see what's in the chat. Mighty Wise Boomer Mike with the boomer goggles. Combo breaker on the blasphemous Virgin Austin Mysteries for the Chad's Mike's Mysteries.
How many people are in the Twitch, by the way?
I don't know.
Because I feel a lot better when it's multiple people than just like one guy thinking we're really funny. Even though I love that one guy.
Apparently 5. Don't you think that older generations than yours can say they have a point that our generation's shit is... Okay, that's a little homophobic. Okay, don't you think that older generations than yours could say that they have a point that our generation's shit is stupid?
Yeah, they do.
Thus,
we do some dumb stuff.
Yeah. Senpai Mike doesn't appreciate me. Don't you? Under-regiment.
I appreciate everybody.
I appreciate everybody who watches our show.
Although, just don't ever bring up Kekepper again.
All right. So, lovely show.
We got to know our fan base a lot better.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, we're
talked about God. What's our next episode?
Stuff. Who knows? We're probably gonna figure it out like at the last minute. Anyway. All right.
Another great episode of Tales from the Bottom of the Ocean.
My name's Austin.
I'm Mike.
We're going down.
Facts.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, it's time to go home. Steve, you coming? Steve?
Yeah, I'm coming out.
Oh, okay, all right, yo. All right. Close the door.
All right.